about mosquito bites. I just was like rummaging through my garage to find where I packed this because I was itching so much. I thought I was gonna lose my mind. Oh my god. It's all this rain, I guess, but why are they in my house? Good morning, Caress. Hi, Beth. Good morning, Raul. Hi, Denise. Hi, Roz. Good morning, Misty. Hi, Nicole. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Erin. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Janelle. Like, oof, so itchy. Ooh. Hi, Jen. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, good morning. Here we are. Another month. Ooh. Good morning, Becky. All right, well, so today, besides just like scratching my skin off, um, we'll talk about October energy. Um, I posted in my stories all of the big astrological things from Alex Miles because why reinvent the wheel? She made a wonderful graphic, but it's a really October. Okay, we'll just put it that way. It's a really October. It always is, right? I know this because typically my birthday's on the 7th of November. And what happens without fail is eclipse season starts mid-October and ends the end of October and spits everyone out in a hot fucking mess. And then that is my birthday. All the meltdowns from everybody. I'm usually fine. I'm like, all I would like is to gather without someone literally losing their mind. So that's going to be the intention this year. And I hope you guys can figure out how to do that for me because this is my 40th. So this is the one that everyone's going to behave. Good morning, Tiffany. Hi, Tara. Hi, Carrie. The other thing is, okay, so one of the things that I don't do usually is, journal, right? Because gross, who has time? However, this year, like January of this year, I decided just to journal stuff, like not journal, but like take note of what hath happened this day, kind of a thing. And let me tell you, when I tell you that that has probably been the best thing I have ever done for myself. And I'm sure all of you people who journal anyway are kind of like, wow, that's exactly why people do this. But I have been able to go back to January, see recurring patterns, remember like where I was in January, like mentally and physically, and like all of those things, and watch in real time as I manifested like my life. And when I say like watch in real time as I manifested my life, I mean like in real time. There was a page, I guess I had seen this house and I'm like, I feel like this is the one, but there's going to be a lot of offers on it and I don't know if we're going to get it. But on this page, I was like, I live at blah, blah, blah. And this is my address. And I just wrote my name and the address like I was like writing a letter over and over and over again. The next page, it's like, got the house, and so stuff like that, I can see it, right? And then there are some things that I kept writing down that haven't happened yet. And I realized in kind of like looking at that the reason some of those things haven't happened is because I have refused, flat out refused, no matter what guidance I have been given. Um, refused to clear out the space that needed to be cleared out for those things to come through. So I highly recommend, if you don't already, to maybe take up that practice. Thank you, Ryan. Because it's helpful, especially if you're like me and like everything just goes so fast and it's so a lot all the time that you couldn't possibly remember anything. Because all right, I don't. So anyway, yeah, I've been really in that lately. really in that lately because I'm super in my feels right now. I'm kind of like the bouncing ball, up and down, but like we're moving. We're moving, we're moving. So October is always wild because this is the second eclipse, portal of the year, and the one that closes out the year and kind of like has that ability, like whatever you started in May for that first eclipse cycle, like this is really going to spit you out into that place, if you allow it to do that. Although this time it feels like we're going whether we want to or not, right? So, quick check in before we get to the cards. How are you feeling? Thank you, Sassy. 1 to 10 with one feeling. And like, I'm not asking if you're feeling good. What I'm asking is if you're feeling like you. Do you feel like yourself right now? 1, nope. And 10, all the way. Good morning, Tiffany. Okay, so we've got 5, 4, 3, 4, 8, 10, 5. Hi, Danny. 8, 6, 6, 6.75. Breaking out the decimals. You got a 9, an 8, a 5. We are all over the place. All over the place. I love it. Oh my God, 3. I have some things I need to get off my chest to a few people. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so itchy. Okay, so that's good to know. Oh. Quick update on the Energy Lab. This is, as per usual, shaping up to be bigger than I originally anticipated. It was just going to be a library of meditations and sounds for you guys, but I'm going to add actually some more stuff in there. So um, for Energy Lab, which is going to be a subscription thing, it's, if you remember Inner Sanctum, a little bit like Inner Sanctum, but not really, because what I'm going to do here is you're going to have meditations, like guided meditations. You'll have energy healings, and then you'll have just ambient sounds that I've made that you can just listen to, just to chill, to meditate to, whatever you want to do. But then, in addition to that, I'm going to put exclusive energy updates and live channelings on that platform for you guys in the Energy Lab. So I think as things are shifting on the interwebs and such, that will at least make me feel like there's a space where I don't have to worry about being censored or anything like that, and I can kind of get those energy updates to you. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do that. So it'll be a subscription for a pretty low price, and that's where I'm going to start putting a lot of exclusive content for you guys, in addition to having the libraries of meditations, healings, and the ambient sounds. So if you are interested in getting in on that, just make sure you're following me on Instagram or that you're on my mailing list, because I am offering you guys a month free so you can test it out. And I will be, will the sound audios be long enough to sleep to? No. So the sound audios, you can loop them if you would like to do that on your phone, but the sound audios are not like hours and hours, because they're not. But I create them using a one of those little things that connects to my plants, and so they're plant musics. But I think the coolest part of the Energy Lab is the guided meditations and also the energy healings. And if you have something specific that you would like, I just let me know. There'll be a form inside the website, and you just shoot me a message, and I will make that, because I'm going to be dropping new ones every month. So whatever, there's going to be a lot of content in the library already because I have a lot that I've created prior to this point. But moving forward, each month, I'm going to drop new content, new meditations, new energy healings. And the idea for this is that you don't have to be part of like the Normalized Magic workshop in order to kind of be part of that community as well. And it's more of a take what you need when you need it situation. So I hope you love it. I love it, and it's coming soon. Kind of decided to do everything at the same time as I have all of my papers due, but that's fine. I like it that way. I like it that way. Okay. Let's get to these cards. So for today, we're checking in with October energy. So if you want to set an intention for these card pulls today, maybe the intention would be like, what do I need to know for this month? What's the deal? What the fuck? And we'll go from there. I'm going to give you 3 things. And you tell me which one you're going to go for. We're going to do different types of water. So we're going to go with ocean, river, and cenote. Ocean, river, cenote. A Mexican sinkhole. Okay, so cenote is Cenote. So we've got ocean, river, and cenote. Ocean, river, and cenote. Tell me when you're ready for ocean. Okay, so again, we've got ocean, river, and cenote. Those are your choices this morning. And maybe this is your October energy, if that's your intention for this morning. So, ocean friends, we've got focus, disruption, water fairy. All right, let's talk about it. So, focus, disruption, and water fairy. This is your ocean. All right, so let's just tell the story in a little bit of an order. So something happened, and it has you a little bit threw you for a little bit of a loop. And I think the thing with whatever this is that has thrown you most is the way that you feel. There's been such an evolution for you with the way that you respond to your own feelings. And you've been on this journey of honoring your feelings, right? Instead of suppressing them or saying like don't feel that way or like whatever. You've been in a space of really trying to hold space for yourself when you have feelings and honor them and actually listen, like understanding that if I have a feeling, there's a reason I have a feeling, not just to inconvenience myself and everybody else, right? So as you're doing this work, you're like, great, look, I'm doing it. Okay, yeah, I got it. But then something has happened and the feelings that you're getting are they're not good. Like you don't like them, right? They're uncomfortable. They're disruptive feelings. And it might have you momentarily shook as far as why did I do this? Like why do I now honor my feelings if my feelings are going to do me so dirty, right? But here's what we're going to do. We're going to just, and we're going to refocus ourselves. Okay. There's something you missed because life has been wild. This disruption, this whatever this is, this detour, interruption, pause, roadblock, whatever it is here to pause you so that you can refocus yourself and realign because it got noisy. So trust the process on this one, even if it feels really like pull your skin off uncomfortable sometimes. It's not going, I mean, this is going to sound wild, but like whatever you're feeling right now is it's not going to last very long. It really can't. So I don't want to be like enjoy the discomfort right now, but at least let yourself be with it for a second because it's not going to be here that long. This isn't going to be like dragging out through the rest of the year. Like nothing is going to be dragging out at all anymore. So just remember it's no time at all, but be present for your feelings. It's okay. Like we're just refocusing now. We're pulling our energy back. Does that make sense? My ocean friends. All right. All right. The next one is river. Ooh. That hit for you, Melissa. Oh, sorry. All right. Hi, Tiff. Okay, so that was ocean. You have choosing from ocean, river, and cenote. So, Tiff. Ocean, river, and cenote. The next one up is river. And the last one is cenote. If you missed any of it, the recording will be on my YouTube or on Instagram. Okay, so this is going to be river. This is going to be quite the month, huh? All right, tell me when you're ready for this one. Oh, yeah. I love freaking you out, I'm not gonna lie. All right, this is river. Horse, risk, death. Oh, thank you. It says, I like the wine, not the label. Okay. Horse, risk, and death. This is your river card. And this is not poker. So, you know, do I even need to say anything or do all of you know what this is for you right now? We can just move on. No, just kidding. I'll talk about it. All right. So, horse, risk, and death. Now, okay. So, death. You would think this is pretty self explanatory, but it obviously isn't for any of us. So, we're going to do this again. There is this thing that we are taught at some point, an early point, that it's really important if you're a good person to never, ever, ever give up on anything, right? Don't. Don't you walk away from anything that you started. You finish what you started. Like if you said that you're doing this, you better fucking do it or you're a real bad person. So with that in mind, we don't really know how to check in with ourselves, right? Or we didn't learn this from an early age, how to check in with ourselves and, at various intervals and be like, I don't think this is working for me. Like, we don't know how to do that for the most part. And is that fair? Like, who told you, right? So instead, what we tend to do, because we don't know how to do that, is twist ourselves into intricate knots, right? We self medicate ourselves. We um, brainwash ourselves. We ignore ourselves. We suppress ourselves. We figure out how to shoehorn ourselves into an area that just doesn't feel good anymore because it felt good once. And so if it doesn't feel good forever, then we're just bad people, right? You can make a whole lifelong career out of this, or you kind of push it so far that it blows up in your face, or like whatever your method of it is. But we don't learn these skills, and it makes it difficult now because we don't have those skills. Like when you start to really love yourself, it becomes much more difficult to keep putting yourself in situations that don't feel aligned for you, don't feel good for you, right? That's kind of the curse of a spiritual awakening, as it were, and healing from your trauma, because it means that you no longer feel comfortable, you know, being your own villain. You're like, why would I do that? I don't like it. So that's, ooh, whoa, what? Okay, so the death card is here because you're going to have to let go of all of the dead things because they're already dead. You're basically running around, like, I don't know how many of them we all collectively have, but running around with like basically like little dead body skeletons that we're animating and being like, look, this is my friend I'm working with here. And then they're like, it's kind of gross, but like it's spooky season. So I felt like that was appropriate. But that's what we're doing, and like it's like the power of my love will reanimate this dead thing. Why? Why does the power of your love need to reanimate dead things? Wouldn't it make more sense to go seek other living things and like save your energy, right? So, anyway, drop the corpses and take a risk on the living. Okay? That's the whole message. Drop the corpses, take a risk on the living. It's rare that I'm able to sum anything up, but that's what I'm saying today. Drop the corpses, take a risk on the living. Okay, last one is cenote. This is going to be a wild month, huh? I can't wait to see you at the end of this month and talk about it together and just be like, whoa, wow. And when I just talked about all those things, did any of you like kind of look over at the corpse you're holding on to? Like, do you have some here with you today? Is the corpse in the room with us? Hmm, that's weird. As someone who makes a living around real life corpses, I feel called out. What? What do you mean it's your job? What do you guys do for a living? I'm so confused. Oh, well, let go of the dead things. Okay, this is your cenote. Welcome, Steph. This is cenote. Okay. Oh, a hospice nurse. Okay. Tell me when you're ready for cenote. Hello, Melrose Sativa. Okay. Now, if you're just joining us, this is the end. Very close to the end. We have a little surprise thing at the end here that just happened. But anyway, this is the end, and this is your cenote. But you can always go back and watch on my Instagram or YouTube. We had ocean and river before this one. Okay, so here we go. Perception, fear, dragon. Oh my God. All right, so perception, fear, and dragon. This is your cenote pull for today. Perception, fear, and dragon. Well, at least today it's very clear messages. So there is that, like it's really there. All right, perception and fear. Let's talk about these two first, because this is kind of like it's shown me like just being twisted up in knots, twisted up in knots. There is a thought form going on for you, like a kind of like a something that's just kind of in your brain going round and round and round, that is telling you that you need to be afraid of yourself, to put it bluntly. You may be like, what? But stay with me a second. A lot of people are scared of themselves, right? Of who they really are, of who they are when no one's looking, or even when they're not looking, right? There's there's just that kind of "Hmm, who am I really?" kind of a feeling, because we work so hard, or we have worked so hard in life to create ourselves into people that walk around and interact with other people in a very specific way, right? We choose to adorn ourselves with specific clothes on certain occasions so that we fit into a certain box. Like, there's a lot of things we do to kind of make each other more comfortable with each other and make ourselves more comfortable with the image we're projecting. Another side effect of healing is that that is becoming that's that ain't it anymore, right? So your masks have to kind of be retired, and what that means is that you have to kind of step out into the world and not really give a fuck how people perceive you, right? It's not that it's not important how other people view you. It's just that how you perceive yourself needs to be the most important. It needs to be the true way you feel, right? Other people can think anything they want. Like, if I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? I mean, maybe you don't know that, but I know that. I've learned. And I can spend a lot of time being like, well, how do I turn myself into the cup of tea that everybody likes? But why? We all like different things. There's so many of us, and I don't really need to be everybody's cup of tea. I don't really need to be everybody's beverage of choice at all, right? In fact, the older I get, the less I want people drinking me. I say to the internet. But regardless, do you are you picking up what I'm putting down with this one? You know? So that's this part, okay? Right? What? That's this part. And then here's this part. This is the dragon. It's you, right? It's you. It's like you and all of your raw, glorious, fiery power. And not to put too fine a point on it, but if the people around you need you to temper yourself in order to be around you, what are we doing? Right? That seems wild. It's like you have to whisper all the time, because if you were just to speak normally, you would hurt their ears. Like, they need to go somewhere else. This isn't the fucking library. So it's time. It's been time, but like, it's time to only be yourself all the time. And also remember, your self changes a lot. I mean, mine does. I don't know about you, but I think most people are similar in that if they're honest with themselves. We change all the time. And I think leaning into that change can be a lot more fun than resisting it, right? So it's a journey, but that's what we're here for. Hmm. So that's your cenote. Now listen, as I was sitting here talking to you about something, I looked over this way and there was this like random card looking at me and it actually looked like a dragon to me. Um and it was just by itself. And so I feel like we're supposed to read that card too. So let me read it to you. It's this one. Doesn't that like just looking at it from afar, it kind of looks dragony, right? I don't know. It's what I thought it looked like. Anyway, this says it's number 2. It says doingness, beingness. Doingness, beingness. And this is from the empath activation deck. I need a new deck. I need a new deck of cards. Is that a journey I want to take today? That might be a journey I want to take today. Okay. So, doingness and beingness. I'll read this to you. Your aspirations are commendable. We see how much you want to be a force for good, to raise up and support your earthly brothers and sisters, and to contribute healing, peace, prosperity, and wellness to all who inhabit this planet. You have a heart that deeply desires to make a difference, and your engine has been running nonstop. Let us assure you, you are making a difference, and your contributions do matter. Yet, whatever your chosen method of offering your loving service to the world, the weight of your ambitions has grown unwieldy and is threatening to topple you. In the pursuit of service to others, you've forgotten the value of being. The ratio of doing to being in your essence has grown out of balance. Doing first begins with beingness. The wild feminine, being, is the creative force that gives birth to the dream. In her cosmic womb, she inherently knows how to make space for a living thing to grow. The masculine, doing, acts in service to her vision. But first, she must have the time to be still, to download the vision and gestate it in her womb. She must nurture the infant creation, tune into right timing, and care for herself as the divine carrier of this royal seed of potential. Just as a human mother cannot force her fetus to develop faster or be born sooner, so too the archetypal feminine needs the appropriate and full amount of time required to manifest her creation. Otherwise, it is born prematurely. You have become over identified with doingness, and your spirit is inviting you back to the center of your beingness. Which part of the feminine cycle of gestation are you currently in? Which critical phase is crying for more time? Have you forgotten to nurture and care for yourself as the divine carrier of your own vision? Is your masculine principle overly focused on the wrong thing or randomly in motion just to be in motion? Still yourself and come back to center. Breathe and drop deeply into your core. No matter your gender, your spirit intuitively knows that you need to slow down, engage in more self care, and embrace the unique wisdom of the archetypal feminine principle. In addition, do not discount the value you bring by just being who you are, not doing who you are. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that you are only as worthy as what you produce. It becomes an endless and never ending cycle of doing more, earning your keep, accumulating stuff, and proving your value. You are worthy of all the abundance of the universe just by simply existing. You are an energy being, and you are exuding your unique brilliance every place you go. Are you conscious of what you are radiating or its far reaching effects? Consider, how do you show up for your family? How do you show up at work? How do you show up running errands or at social gatherings? How do you show up for your clients, students, or patrons? Without trying to actively do anything or produce some measurable output, your presence makes a difference. Life progresses in naturally occurring cycles with which the feminine energies are intimately familiar. There are times for productivity, engagement, assertion, and action, and there are times for stillness, receiving, listening, and nurturing. Now is one of those feminine times. Allow the inherent intuition of your inner feminine guide you. Make time for loving self care, spiritual practice, reflection, and the receiving of energy or body work. Let someone else hold space for you so that you may regain your grounding and perspective. Fill up your well, which is becoming critically dry. Give the overbearing inner taskmaster a break. Reconsider your priorities and focus. Do these things not because you are on the wrong track with your pursuits, but because the application of your efforts needs to be adjusted, refined, and balanced. As a result, you will notice life unfolding with greater ease, flow, and joy. All right, then. Okay. So, leave you with that. And welcome to October. Reminder: Energy Lab is coming soon. It will be here before eclipse season. Just saying. It will be here because I want you to have it to support you during that time. Make sure you're on my mailing list. You can find that at sarahamala.com or follow me on Instagram, and I will put some stuff in my stories that you can sign up to get that first month free if you haven't already. Okay? I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll be back on Friday at 10 a.m. for more coffee and magic. So have a good day. Mwah! Love you guys. Bye. Bye. And goodbye, friends.